Hey everybody, we are back. We just left the other side of Ashland. We did the Mother's Memorial, and now we are heading out to hopefully get back out to 81 and head home from here. I got pretty much everything I wanted to get done. I would have liked to have gotten a couple of the historic markers in Pottsville, but I think I'm going to just do those, grab the picture, and then do them, because honestly, trying to, some of those places, I know the Pottsville Maroons one is really rough. It's like nowhere to park where that one's located, because I've gone by it a couple of times and I sort of thought it might wind up being an issue, but I want to head home. I'm tired. I got tomorrow that hopefully I'll be able to go out and do some more videoing at this World War II reenactment and encampment. But we went from Columbia County there for a second to North Cumberland County. So I think it was North Cumberland. I might be wrong about that, but a couple of different counties there all at one place. I'll have to look at the map exactly to see what counties meet at that exact point. This is 54 yet, I believe. It'll be taking us west, I think. Sometimes it's hard to know where you are. We're heading up into that general region where I think if we keep on going, we get to, I'm trying to think what the name of the road is, but if you keep on going past that light, then you start going towards Elysburg out to Knoebels, which unfortunately right now with the boot, I can't do Knoebels, and I sort of got to get my back corrected before I try to go to amusement park, because I like to ride the roller coasters and I don't think my back would thank me for that right now. And this is the light I'm talking about. Actually, we're going to be making a left up here. If you'd make a right, that'll take you down to Mount Carmel. If you'd go straight, that'd take you to Shamokin, and then eventually you can keep on going. You can go to Annville, or you can go through Elysburg. Well, you go through Elysburg first, but anyways, that would wind out taking you to Knoebels Grove, which I think is the most fun amusement park I've ever been to. Not that I've been to a ton of them, but out of the few that I've been to, I always loved Knoebels. Great memories of there. My dad we had church picnics there, and my dad used to, he'd ride the little trains and stuff like that, but his favorite thing to do was to sit and watch the carousel and listen to that on the park bench there. And I used to love seeing my dad just sitting there listening to the carousel and watching it, because he had really good memories of that Twin Grove Park, which was a little park that was in between Pine Grove and Greenpoint. And they had a really fancy old wooden style horse, the traditional one, so I guess carved by one of the makers in Philadelphia. And he had really good memories of that and the bumper cars and those traditional rides. But I used to, a lot of good memories, fond memories of going through this road back and forth to Knoebels. We used to go once or twice in a summer. One of them was the church picnic, and I used to love that. That was one of my fondest memories growing up, and really always makes me feel good going there. I definitely want to go there. I don't know if I'll go there this summer yet anymore, but I think that's a little beyond me. I will have a vlog coming out probably before this, so it will already come out. This is the village of LaValle. I think for this year we're gonna have to put aside the Millersburg Ferry YouTube get together. I'm gonna try to put something together in the fall. Figure something out that might work for everybody, but for right now the Millersburg one's gonna have to go on pause until probably next year. The problem is, like, I'm healing but not very fast, so I basically have no timetable of when this is actually gonna end, and I am free to do as I please, and even then it's gonna be a couple months before I can get a little more physically active. Like right now I'm very constrained yet, and unfortunately that day at Millersburg is going to involve a lot of walking, and I just don't think I'm going to be up to it. I still have to really be careful with how much I'm walking and doing, because it is what it is. It's with working as much as I'm working. Oh wow, a Dollar General. It's not like there's 5 billion of those. But anyways, my hope was that this was going to be about 8 weeks. When the cast was off, then it was going to be, maybe another couple weeks. So I was thinking we'd be able to do it probably in September sometime. Maybe we still will, but we're coming here to the end of July in a couple days, and I just honestly don't see an end in sight right now with the cast being off. And unfortunately, if the cast is on for at least another 5 or 6 weeks, it's I don't know. It's one of those things, unfortunately, the time being what it is. If I'm in this thing for another 6 weeks, we're into September and mid-September, and then another 2 or 3 weeks of the contour boot. That takes us to the end of the season for Millersburg Ferry. They might run into October. It's all dependent on what the weather is, basically height of the water, whether they can still take the ferry across the Susquehanna. And unfortunately, because of where I'm at and just the uncertainty, I think it's going to be one of those, it's a great idea, it's something I really want to do, but probably we're going to have to wait till spring, like June, something like that, next year, to do a YouTube content creator event. Then it's just, this keeps on going, and even then we take off the boot, there's no guarantee this thing isn't going to break down again, and then maybe possibly I will need some kind of surgery. And if that happens, which I really don't want to have happen, unfortunately, that makes making plans pretty much near impossible until this thing is actually healed. So I feel, unfortunately, where we're at, just because of the lack of the ability of making plans, I think the best thing is just to postpone it for right now until we can figure something out. And then maybe once I have some kind of certainty and I can say, hey, let's get together on a smaller YouTube event, wherever we figure a place out that will work, we'll do that. And then I can dedicate myself completely to it. Potentially we can have an event that people are welcome to come to on October 7th. The country fair that's happening at the Isaac Meyer Homestead. I will be doing walking tours then. So that might be something to say, hey, if people want to come to that. And then there's a bunch of other really neat stuff in the area, because my day is basically going to be dedicated to doing the walking tours. We're going to try to get 3 or 4 in. I just have to narrow it down that I'm doing a walking tour that everybody can handle, and that we can actually cover enough buildings and history of Myerstown that it makes it worthwhile. And it's just a matter of figuring that out, what we can and can't do. So my next month or so is going to be very much dedicated to trying to get this walking tour put together that it makes sense. So I am going to quick put this down as I pass the truck. Alright, we are back. I just didn't want to mess with that too much because I had somebody coming up on me and I couldn't go over, and I only have so many hands. So eventually I will get a system set up here where I can do GoPro or something on the country drives, country roads take me home, because right now I just have to do it this way. But really beautiful day, actually. Little toasty, a little warm and humid, but a beautiful day to go out filming. But we're coming up on 81 here shortly, and we will, I think, film a little bit further, because this part of 81 driving down through here is really pretty, and I think you guys would really enjoy that, actually. So we're going to continue here in another second as we go to 81. We are now coming up the Route 81, and really pretty drive up through here, because they sort of cut the Route 81 through the mountain range. There's a neat thing up in Ravine. I think we've talked about it before, but they somebody still does it. They paint the flag up on the side of the mountain. It's really, really neat. And that would be around exit 105, I believe. Unfortunately, we're coming south, so you can't really see it very good when you're going south. It's when you're going north that you're coming straight at it and you can see it. But there is somebody that goes up there and repaints it every couple years, you know, just to keep it, because it's such a tradition in the area. It's the nostalgia of that being. I used to always look forward to when we drove up Route 81. My dad would always point that out to us, because he grew up in Ravine and Pine Grove, right down the road from the mountain that it was painted on, the one stone that sticks out. He remembers a time before Route 81 and all that kind of stuff, when they went and actually were dynamiting the side of the mountain out so they could put the road through. This is the Higgins exit, yeah, 112. I think back when we came off of would have been the Tremont, I believe the Tremont exit at 115. I used to know these exits like nobody's business, because when we did the stores and everything, we used to go up to Scranton, Wilkes-Barre area. We'd go up to almost up to the state line. We went across the state line, but we would go up Route 15 to go up through Pennsylvania Grand Canyon area, because we used to go through to Elmira, New York, Corning, Cornell, and then up through Horseheads and on to Bath, New York, because we did I think 7 or 8 stores in the Finger Lakes region. It's a really neat drive. It's a drive I want to take you guys on at some point, because it's really, really just an impressive drive. Beautiful, beautiful country. A lot of good memories with making those drives. Long drives, but I grew to really love driving up through there, going up into there, and it was a fun job. Did that for 3 or 4 years, doing store floors and all that, and good memories. Route 81 always, I thought it was really pretty going down through here, coming up from Tremont region and going down through Pine Grove Ravine, and then on down to Lickdale, Lebanon exit, which we'll get off on. I was completely wrong about that being 215 being the Tremont exit. Like I said, I'm not remembering them right. 109 is the next one coming up. That's the one that's Tremont Tower City. I'm not sure what 215, the one that we came off. That actually, I should know, that's Minersville. It's 216 or 116. I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know why that didn't click with me, because 116 is the exit that we used to take to go up to get the Route 15, because we would take 54 the whole way over through. We get to Annville and then get on, I think it was 83. Anyways, we take that over, and then eventually I think get on. There was another road that took us over up to Williamsport, and eventually we would get on to 15 from there somewhere, and take that up through into New York. I used to love going up through. I always thought it was like the coolest thing when you had, the state line change, and it's like, welcome to New York, and your GPS would tell you, it would be like all of a sudden, welcome to New York. It was just the neatest. I got kicks out of it because up to that point I hadn't traveled a ton, so doing it regularly, I got a kick out of it, and it tickled my fancy weirdly. I'm not what you would call cultured. I'm a schlub of a man. We can't all be Renaissance men and women. Some of us have to be the normal Joe and Josephine Schmoes, salt of the earth people, I guess you could say. I always love when you came down here, it sort of turns to the right and then goes back out to the left. And it had for the longest time, when I first started doing the runs out through here to go north, there's an area here where the road was awful, and it was like a speed bump almost. Not quite to that extent, but it was bad. And you would hit that, and it would really, really jolt you, and was not the most pleasant of things. Definitely build up speed, and it goes back to the left here. Like I said, it was somewhere in here, and then eventually all of a sudden it was gone because they went and fixed it and got it cleaned up again. But 81 definitely takes a beating. It's with all the truck traffic, major north-south route. And there you have Ravine. One of my favorite towns. Love Ravine. That's my family history there. Ravine and Pine Grove. I will try to see if we can see it off to the left. It'll be coming up here, not too far up here. It'll be up on the left. I think it's this mountain right up here that it comes out. One of these, and it has the right as you come up the ravine. Yeah, it is this one here on the left. 104. I was close, but I think it's on the other side. That hill there is where the flag is up on the stone, and just sort of an outcropping of stone, and some guy climbed up there a long time ago and decided to paint the American flag, and somebody's been painting it up there ever since. I think it's this next one. I'll see if we can see it here, but like I said, I think from this direction, it's not that easy to see. right down in here is the little town, a village of Ravine. That's where my dad grew up. Yeah, unfortunately, I can see it back there, but you can't. There's no way for me to turn the camera around for you to see that. But it is what it is. I had to get around another truck again. We'll be heading down here at exit 100 will be Pine Grove, and then it's a while. I think exit 90 is Lakedale, which is the one we'll be getting off on. Definitely is looking like it wants to storm. Pine Grove, 2 miles. And we are coming up on Pine Grove exit here shortly. And then we'll be heading through the really, really pretty area from Pine Grove to Lakedale. Once again, we are here going down from Pine Grove down to Lakedale, Pennsylvania, named after James and John Lick. I hope to have a bunch of videos out again for you guys. I got a lot of editing that I got to do once again with these videos, but I'm really happy with where things are going for the channel. It's a little slow right now, just because just entered Lebanon County. Just because of the whole work thing has me pretty beat and tired. So trying to find that energy to edit, it's been a struggle. But once I can get myself into normal routine again, we'll start having the normalcy that we had before with the channel. The clouds are really pretty, as you guys can see. Like, they're stunning. Just the different colors and shapes is really, really quite neat. Got somebody going slow up here. Slowish. It's been a good day though. I got to hit quite a few things that I wanted to visit. Like I said, there was a couple things in Pottsville I would have liked to have gotten to some of those historic markers, but some of them are very, very hard to find a place to park, and I'll wind up going ahead and doing those. And then I got a lot of different series I really want to get going again. I almost have too many series at this point, but I just got to get myself around to getting the editing and audio done and go from there. what do they call that? You're a procrastinator. That can be me sometimes. I get tired and worn and I procrastinate. I think we're going to have to call this Country Highways Take Me Home. Keep in mind, folks, I am going the speed limit. These people are passing me like it's nothing. It's like the old Alabama song. I'm in a hurry to get things done, oh I rushing till life's no fun. So on and so forth. I used to love that song. And here we're going to be going through, this is the Swatara Gap that we're about to go. Those bridges that we've always looked up at when we talked about the Swatara Gap, these are going to be the bridges that we're looking up at. We're going to be going over those bridges here in a second. And then I believe we'll be entering Union Township in Lebanon County. I always love how the mountain just sort of pops out there at you. Here they are, the bridges over the Swatara Gap. Goes right over Route 72. On your way back to Greenpoint if you're going north. We just went over the Swatara Creek, and there's Union Township. And we got 2 more miles, and we will be at Lickdale, Pennsylvania, and we'll be signing off. We'll be coming up on a Boone, I think it's Boone Road. It's pronounced Boone. That leads back to Fort Swatara. And the former site of the French and Indian War Fort, Fort Swatara. So there's a lot of history in this area. And this would be Boone Road that will be going under. But anywho, I just want to say thank you everybody once again for coming along on another adventure. This was more interstate takes us home, but fun nonetheless to see a different variety of road and get to travel along here, talk about a little bit of the history as we go by, the different towns and all that type of stuff, a little bit of their significance. But as always, I want to say thank you, and we will see you all about town.